Namaste and good morning, everyone. Let's start our Sunday Gita class with some prayers first. Om Parthaye Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayan Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puran Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritvarshine Bhagavati Mashtadashadhyayani Am Tvam Anusandhame Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshane नमोस्तु ते व्यास विशाल बुद्धे फुल अरविंद आयत पत्र नेत्र येन तव्या भारत तैल पूर्णः प्रज्वलितो ज्ञान में प्रदीपः परपान पारी जाताये तोत्र वेत्र एक पाने ज्ञान मुद्राए कृष्णाय गीता अमृत दुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोगदा गोपाल नंदना पार्थो वत्सा सुधीर भोगता दुग्धम गीता अमृतम महत वसुदेव सुतम देवम कंस चानूरमर्दनम देवकी परमानंदम कृष्णम वंदे जगद्गुरुम भीष्म द्रोण तटा जयद्रथ चला गांधार नीलोत्पला शल्य ग्रावती कृपेन वाहने कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थाम विकर्ण घोर मकरा दुर्योधन अवर्तनी सो तीर ना खलु पांडवैरन्नदी के वर्तका केशवा पाराशरे वत्सरोजमलम गीता अर्थगंधोटकम नानाख्यानक केसरम हरि कथा संबोधन अबोधितम लोके सज्जन षटपदे रह पेपिये मानम मुदा भूयाद भारत पंकजम कलिमल प्रध्वंसी न श्रेयसे मूकम करोति वाचालम पंगुम लंघ्यते गिरिम यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानंद माधवम यम ब्रह्म वरुण इंद्र रुद्र मरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यस्तवे वेदे सांग पदक्रमोपनिषदे गायन्ति यम सामगा ध्यानवस्थे तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यम योगिनो यस्यन्तं न विदुसुर असुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः. We are on chapter number 11, Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. And we ended our last week class where Arjun has started to do the beautiful prayers after looking at that cosmic Swarup of Bhagavan Krishna. So in verse number 36, he said, "It is but meet, O Krishna, that the world delights and rejoices in your praise. Rakshasas fly in fear to all directions, and all hosts of Siddhs bow to thee." Okay. So if our actions are demonic, sure, we will be afraid of God. But if we love God and we have divine qualities, then we'll bow down to him. This is what we see. And why should they bow down? That's where we're going to start our today's class. Verse number 37. Kasmat chatena nameran mahatman griyase brahmana api adi kartre अनंत देवेश जगन निवास त्वम अक्षरम सत असत तत् परम यत. Kasmat, why? Cha means and, they. Na means not, namrain, may prostrate, like a namaskar. Mahatman, O great soul one, griyase, greater. Brahmana, O Brahma. Api means also. Adi Kartre, the primal cause. Anant, the infinite being. Devesh, Lord of Lords. Jagannivas, abode of universe. Tvam means your. Akshram, imperishable. Sat is manifest. Asat, unmanifest. Tat means that. Param supreme. Yat, which. So Arjuna is saying, and why should they not? O great souled one, bow to you. You are greater, the primal cause even of Brahma. Okay, Brahma came out of you. You are Brahma. O infinite bringer, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe, you are imperishable. And that which is beyond both Sat and Asat, manifest and the unmanifest. So in this verse, he is explaining why those great men or the Siddhs are the people who are with the great knowledge and wisdom, why they are prostrating at your feet. So Arjun is trying to indicate here the majesty and the divinity of Lord Krishna, his infinite nature. The entire world of things and beings that exist can fall under these two categories, Sat and Asat. And we all know what manifest means. Manifest is that which can become objects of experience for the organs of perception, or even for the instrument of our feelings and the equipment of our thoughts. That is manifest. And what is unmanifest? Unmanifest is that which causes the perceptions of feelings and thoughts. So that is like a subtle karan. These subtle causes that order the individuals to live in the world outside are called vasanas. So that subtle is the vasanas. So vasanas constitute the unmanifest. So that's why Arjun very beautifully giving the definition of the Lord. He says, Lord, you are not only Sat, you are Asat also, and you transcend both of them also. We'll see that in next few verses, a most beautiful universal prayer that we have in our religious literature of the world. Not just Hindu literature, any other religion too. That's why I said it's universal. Tvam adi devaha purushaha purana, tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam, vetaha asi vedyam cha param cha dhama, tavya tatam vishwam anant rupam. Tvam means you. Adi Dev, the primal God. Purush Purana, the ancient Purush. Tvamasya, Tvam means you, Asya means of this. Vishwasya, of the universe. Param, the supreme. Nidhanam, the refuge. Vetaha, knows. Asi means you are. Vedyam, to be known. Cha means and, Param, supreme. Again, Cha means and, Dham, abode. Tavya, by you. Tatam is pervaded. Vishwam, the universe. Anantarupam, of being of infinite forms. Anantarupa. You are the primal God, the ancient Purusha. You are the supreme refuge of this universe. You are the knower, the knowable, and the abode supreme. By you is the universe pervaded. O being of infinite forms. Continuing in the same strain, Arjun indicates that he considers Shri Krishna as the very essence of this pluralistic world. It's like a substratum of this world. Even the Supreme Creator has come out of you, he says. So this pure consciousness, the absolute, the truth, is the womb from which everything has came about. I was doing a havan at somebody's house yesterday. A 7-year-old young boy was asking me this question. Where did all this come from? 7-year-old boy. And then his next question was, because I told him it came from God, then he said, where did the God come from? That young boy, a great thinker. Because it's created by God, then who created God? We should think about that too. Then when we have these questions, then we dig deeper into these great scriptures, we find the answers. Answers are all written here. So these are the verses where Arjuna forgets his own limitations and expressing all this because he experienced very deep, all of a sudden, the depth of all this he saw. And that's why these universal prayers are coming out of his mouth. Then he says in verse number 39, Vayu Yamaha Agni Varunaha Shashankaha Prajapati Tvam Prapita Mahacha Nama Namate Astu Sahasra Kritva Unacha Bhuya Api Nama Namaste. Vayu, wind. Yam, the Yamraj, the destroyer, Lord of death, Yam. Agni, fire. Varun, the sea god. Shashank, the moon. Prajapati, the creator. Tvam means you. Prapita Maha, great grandfather. Cha means and. Namaha, salutations. Again he is repeating Namaha, salutations. Why the repetition? Don't we say to our worldly love affairs, I love you so much. I again and again love you. That's what this is, Nama Nama. Te means to you, astu be, sahasra kritvaha, 1,000 times he says. Not just 1 or 2 times, thousands of times. Punha, again. Cha means and. Bhuya, again. Api also. Nama Namahate, salutations to you. He's not satisfied just by doing one prostration. He wants to do it again and again and again. You are Vayu, the air and the wind. You are Yam, Agni, Varun, the moon, the Prajapati, and the great grandfather of all. Salutations. Salutations unto you, and 1,000 times, and again salutations unto you. From these words, you can really feel what Arjuna was feeling at that point. We all know from this chapter and the previous chapters also, that in the Vedic period, the Vayu, the Yam, the Agni, Varun, the moon, Prajapati, they were considered as deities. They were the Devatas. Even now they are the Devatas, but we have forgotten. Our mind has become so material. It's like the effect of the Maya is so much, we don't see divinity. We don't even see divinity in a godly form. That's how far away our intellects have gone. But in the Vedic period, they had the reverence. Reverence for the water, reverence for air, reverence for trees, reverence for sun, reverence for moon. Reverence for cow, reverence for crow also. Reverence for snake also. They saw God in everything. Utmost devotion, concentration grows when we see God in everything. Our inner personality blossoms with that. These gods were invoked in those days through chanting, through worships, through rituals, through sacrifices. That was a very popular concept of God, which we have forgotten, sadly. But in these verses, we see that Arjuna was a student of Vedic lore. Verse number 40. Namaha purustat ath prishthatha te namaha astu te sarvata eva sarva anant virye amit vikrama tvam sarvam samaproshi tatha asi sarva. This is verse number 40. Namaha, salutations. Purustat, that means before. Before means in the front. At means also prishtata, behind. So when I go behind you, I do the namaskar. When I come in front of you, I do the namaskar. And that's how we do the parikrama when we go to the temple. From the front also, from the side also, from the back also, from the other side also. Then we come to the front again, we prostrate again. That's what he's doing. Te means to you, nama salutations, astu be. Te means to you, sarvata, on every side. Ev, even, sarva, all. Anant virye, infinite in power. Amit vikramaha, immeasurable in strength. Vikram means strength, virya means power. Tvam means you, sarvam all, samaproshihi, pervade. Tataha, therefore, asi, you, sarvaha, all. Salutations to you, before and behind. Salutations to you on every side. O all, you infinite in power and infinite in prowess. You pervade all. You are the all. It's like a saying that God, you are everywhere. Then correcting yourself, it's only you are, nothing else. You are all. The Supreme, the Lord, the God dwells everywhere, within, without, above, below, around. There's no place where He's not. This is the message we are getting from Bhagavad Gita, the Vedic message. This is not an original idea. This has been a constant state of actual experience of all the great rishis. And it can become our experience also. It's not only for the select few rishis and the yogis. It can become our experience also. The Supreme, as a pure existence, dwells everywhere, in everything, and in all the beings. Because that is it. Pure existence penetrates all. In fact, He alone is the all. Remember that. Everything we have superimposed upon that. It is only Him. Now look at the beautiful relationship between these two. Verse number 41. Sakha iti matvaha prasbhavam yat uktam he Krishan he Yadav he Sakha iti ajanataha mehimanam tav idam meya pramadat pranyen va api. Sakha, friend. Iti means as, matva, regarding. Prasabham, presumably. Yat means whatever. Uktam said, Hey Krishna, Hey Yadav, Hey Sakha, iti. Okay, so he says that I have just called you this. Sometimes I called you Krishna, sometimes Yadav, or my friend. Ajanantahan, unknowing. Mahimanam, greatness. Tav means of yours. Idam, this. Maya, by me. Pramadhat, from carelessness. Pranyen, due to love. Va means or, api means even. So Arjuna is saying, whatever I have rashly said, from carelessness or love, addressing you as, O Krishna, O Yadav, O friend, and regarding you merely as a friend, unknowing of this greatness of yours. So I just called you by your name, but I treated you just like a friend or a Yadav. Lord Krishna belonged to a Yadav clan. It's like an ancestry. Ancestor's name was Yadav. Continuation of this, he says, Yatacha avaha sartham asatkrita asi vihar shayya asan bhojneshu ekaha athva api achyut tat smaksham tat kshamye tvam aham aprameyam. Yat means whatever. Cha means and. Avaha sartham, for the sake of fun. Asatkrita, disrespectfully. Asi means are. Vihar means play. Shayya means bed. Asan means while sitting. Bhojneshu, or at meals. Because these are the things we do with our loved ones, with our friends. He says, while at play. Because they were cousins also. They were friends also. So while at play or on a bed. While sitting or at meals. Ekaha, one. Athva, or. Api, even. Achyut, tat. Tat means so. Smaksham, in company. An achyut word is used for Lord Krishna. Achyut. Kasham me. Implore to forgive. Please forgive me. Tvam means you. Aham, I. Aprameyam, immeasurable one. In whatever way I may have insulted you. So like insulted means made fun of you. Friends, cousins, they do become very close, and sometimes we all have done that, made fun. So he says, in whatever way I may have insulted you for the sake of fun, while at play, reposing or sitting or at meals, when alone with you, O Achyut, or in a company, that, O immeasurable one, I implore you to forgive. So these are two beautiful verses. They bring our attention towards this very dramatic precision, the exact type of emotions that were generated in Arjun right now, and those are generated in ordinary people like us also. If we meet someone, we are joking around, we don't know who that person is, and all of a sudden somebody says, do you know that how important this person is? What kind of a title he holds? Then we remember, oh my God, I might have said, I might have insulted, I might have joked around. This is exactly what is happening to Arjun over here. Because till now, Arjun had thought Lord Krishna to be nothing more than an intelligent friend. Even a cowherd boy because he grew up in the village. But now with the realization and recognition of Krishna, the infinite, the mortal Arjuna prostrates in all loyalty and adoration. And he's almost pleading to God that forgive me, please. So this is a very intimate, personal touch in these verses we see. We can feel it. We can almost be in the mind of Arjuna and experience that intense love that Arjuna had for Lord Krishna and Krishna had for Arjuna. Pita asi lokasya char acharasya he tvam asya pujya cha guru gariyana. This is verse number 43. Na tvat sam asti abhyadhika kuta anya lokatre api apramit prabhava. Pita, father, asi you are. Lokasya of the world. Char acharasya of the moving and unmoving. Tvam means you, asya of this, pujya, to be revered. Cha means and Guru Gariyan, the greatest Guru. Na means not, tvat samah, equal to you. Asti is abhyadhika, superior. Kutaha, where? Anya, other. Lok traya, in the three worlds. Api also apratim prabhavaha, or being of unequaled power. That means there's nobody else equal to you. Arjuna is saying you are the father of this world. And what is this world? He says moving and unmoving. You are the father of it all. You are to be adored by this world. You are the greatest Guru. There exists none who is equal to you. How can there be then another superior to you? So that means nobody even comes close to you. How can then somebody better than you? Not only here, he says in the three worlds, oh, being of unequal. So Arjuna is giving out his reasons for his utter surrender. His entire loyalty to Krishna. That's why he is singing these prayers. So in this verse, we are seeing that it's like he cannot come up with the proper words. So it's like a pressure of his voiceless emotion and his great regard for Lord Krishna. That's why he's addressing, you are the father of the whole world, moving and unmoving. No doubt, the three worlds. And three worlds, sometimes we say the three worlds are here, there, and beyond that. But three worlds could be our waking world, our dreaming world, and our deep sleep world. Jagrat, Swapan, Sushupti, those are also our worlds. So either way you interpret these three words, from the levels of the gross, subtle, and the causal body, you can talk about that also. Everything is illumined by God. So naturally, the Lord is, as Arjuna says, of unequaled greatness. And there is none superior to you in the three worlds. Because it is so, he says, Tasmat pranamye pranidhaye kayam prasadye tvam aham isham idyam pita iva putrasya sakha iva sakyu priya priyaya aharasi deva soduma. Tasmat, therefore, pranamye, saluting, pranidhaye, having bent. It's like a full surrender. Kayam, by body. my kaya. Prasadye. Prasadye means forgiveness. Like I'm craving for your forgiveness because I might have made so many mistakes. Tvam you, aham I, Isham, the Lord. Idiom, adorable. Pita, father. Iv means like. Putrasya, of the son. Sakha, friend. Iv means like. Sakyu, of the friend. Priya, beloved. Priyaya, to the beloved. Ahrasi, you should. Dev, O God, Sodhum, bear or forgive. Very touching verse, because he is talking about the very close relationships where we forgive no matter what kind of a crime has been done. He says, therefore, bending down, prostrating my body, I crave your forgiveness, O adorable Lord. As a father forgives his son, a friend his friend, and a lover his beloved. So should you forgive me, O Dev. I mean, you can see that humility in Arjun and the love for Lord Krishna. And we all know that prostration in a Hindu culture, even though we just practice it as a physical act of touching the feet of a revered person, but actually it has to be a special attitude of surrender and a reverence in our heart also. So surrendering ourselves so that we may rise above ourselves into the spiritual fields is a true prostration. So that means we're letting go of our negativity. We are letting go of the attachment to the lower, and we want to raise ourselves to the higher levels. That's why we prostrate. So Arjun is pleading here with the Lord to bear with him as a father would with his son, and a friend with his friend, and a lover with the beloved. These three examples bring in our own heart all kinds of emotions. Adrisht purvam harshitaha asmi drishtvaha bhayen cha pravyathitam maname tat ev me darshe dev rupam prasid dev ish jagat nivasaha. Adrisht purvam, what was never seen before. Harshataha, delighted. Asmi, I am. Drishtvaha, having seen. Bhayen, with fear. Cha means and. Pravyathitam is distressed. Manaha, mind. Me means my. Tat, that. Ev means only. Me to me. Darshaya, show. Dev, O God. Rupam, form. Prasid, have mercy. Dev Ish, O Lord of gods. Jagat Nivasaha, O abode of the universe. I am delighted, he's saying. I am delighted having seen what was never seen before. Because he never saw this before. This was the first time he saw. And yet my mind is distressed with fear. Show me your previous form only. O God, have mercy, O God of gods, O abode of the universe. We know that he wanted to see God everywhere. But once God showed him his cosmic form, it was too much for him. Thousands of arms, thousands of feet, thousands of mouths, burning fire coming out of it. It was just too much for him. He says, I want to see your previous forms. Every devotee falls in love with the Lord of his devotion. That happens. That is our actual love. But when we see that full nature of the formless, the way Arjun saw it, sure, there is an infinite joy also. But for this material mind, it's very hard to even conceive, and that's why there is a fear also. So the very moment when a devotee sees it, he is overtaken by the emotion of a fear because of this greatness, the bigness. So that's why he is expressing over here, I'm delighted, he says, having seen what was never seen before. But it's very hard to maintain for a long time the equilibrium in that divine realm. So that's why his mind revived again to flutter into activity. And he's almost feeling that emotion, and he's saying that I'm afraid also. And what exactly is the form in which Arjun wanted the Lord to appear before him is described in the following. He says, Kritinam Gadinam Chakrahastam Ichami Tvam Drashtum Aham Tatha Eva Ten Eva Rupena Chaturbhujena Sahasrabaho Bhav Vishwa Murte. Kritinam, crowned. Gadinam, bearing a mace. Chakrahastam, with a discus in the hand. Ichami, I desire. Tvam means you. Drashtum, to see. Aham, I. Tatha, ev, as before. Ten ev, that same, rupen, a form, chaturbhujen, by four-armed. Sahasrabaho, 1,000-armed. Bhav means be. Vishwamurte, universal form. So Arjuna is saying that I desire to see you as before. Crowned, bearing a mace, with a discus in hand, in your former form only. Having 4 arms. 1,000-armed, O universal form. Because right now he was seeing that Virat Roop with 1,000 arms. He just wanted to see, because he called him a Vishnu also, and Lord Vishnu has 4 arms. With a crown, the mace, the discus. So he says, I want to see that Vishnu form. So he's making a confession here. What exactly is wishing? I desire to see you as before. Not this form, 1,000-armed form. Because it's very hard to conceive this totality and adore it. Our intellect cannot handle it. And even heart cannot absorb it. So that's why Arjun is pleading over here. He says, please change it. So Arjun has realized that Krishna is much more than merely his friend. That he can change his form also for him. So this is a traditional form of Vishnu, the Lord of Bhagavad. 4 hands of the God form represent 4 facets of our life also. Man, Buddhi, Chit, Ahankar. That also represents with those 4 arms. So the Lord himself is represented everywhere as blue in color. Clothed in yellow, if you look at Lord Krishna or Vishnu form, this is what it is. Blue color is a symbol of infinite. And yellow is the color of the earth. So Lord comes on this earth, even though he is infinite, but he comes clothed in yellow. So infinite is clothed in finite, playing the game of life through the four inner instruments, man, buddhi, chit, ahankar. Mind, intellect, chit, and egoism. And the four symbolical instruments which the Lord is represented to carry in his four hands: club, the discus, the conch, and the lotus. Even the conch is not mentioned here, but if you look at that form of Lord Vishnu, that's what it is. The call of the divine comes to everyone when he blows his conch. And if a person were not to listen to the call of the higher, the club follows the punch to him. And in spite of that, if a person continues his own mistakes, the discus comes into the works. And in case the roar of the conch is obeyed, then what happens? The devotee gains the lotus flower that represents the peace and prosperity and perfection in spirituality. So the wise devotee listens to that conch dhvani and mends the ways. But if we don't listen to it and keep on doing the wrong deeds, then definitely the mace and the discus are there too. So Arjun wants the Lord to appear in his serener form, the quieter attitude with his four arms. Seeing Arjun afraid, the Lord Krishna withdrew his universal form because he wanted to console Arjun. And not only he withdrew his form, he is consoling Arjun with his sweet words also in the next verse. And we'll see that next week we'll start from there, verse number 47. Those are the words of Bhagwan Krishna. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Visheshyate. Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you very much. Okay, any question? Comment? This chapter is full of emotions. We see that how Arjun is feeling, what he's going through, the kind of a love, the reverence he has for him. And this should invoke that kind of a reverence and love in our own heart also. That's why we study Bhagavad Gita. Ultimately, we got to learn how to live Bhagavad Gita, not just only study Bhagavad Gita. Okay? So if nobody has a question, then